He said we're good.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will call the Board of Public Works meeting to order at 1 p.m., July 28th, 2021, in the City Hall Assembly Room. First item on the agenda is changes to the agenda. We do have an addition of an item we will talk about, and it's action item number 15, which was added to the agenda.
And Mr. Ake, we have one additional change that happened last minute. Action item number 11 is going to move to a future meeting.
Thank you for that update.
You're welcome.
Action item.
And I believe you do have to vote to add the additional item onto the agenda.
All right.
Do you need us to also vote to remove it? Do it all in one?
I don't believe you have to
Okay.
vote to remove it.
Okay.
All right.
You need to notice presence of a quorum.
Okay, we have Jack Russell, present, Jim Ake, present. So we do have a quorum. We have with us today our attorney of record, Jewel. And Kim, you're on the line and ready to take minutes, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. So I would need a motion on the addition to action item number 15 is the first item of business.
Yep. Motion to add action item number 15.
I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Action item has been added to the agenda. In regard to meeting minutes, I'm going to request to table the minutes till next meeting, as Mayor Cook is not present, and he was present at the last meeting. Jack Russell was newly appointed, but today is his first day serving on this committee. And as a mayoral appointment, I'd like to welcome officially Jack Russell to this board.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll move into action item number 2, and I believe Wes Root is presenting on this item.
Yeah, we are looking for,
Before we do that, do we want an official motion to table those minutes? Yeah. So I'm going to make a motion to table the minutes, just to
Okay,
make sure.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor of tabling the minutes till our next meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Minutes are tabled to our next meeting. All right, Wes?
yes, we are seeking approvals for our continuing Centennial Sump Line annual repairs from Daystar Drilling. For the amount of $145,900.
To give a little backstory there, this is a couple years ago we started permanent repairs out there. For many years we've been doing temporary repairs. The under drains get clogged by roots from the street trees. So we were doing individual repairs as they were needed. We decided probably close to 3 years ago now that we would start focusing on long stretches of permanent repairs. This is what we are planning and have budgeted for 2021.
And this money comes from the stormwater fund, and it has already been estimated or appropriated.
That is correct, yes. There's stormwater rate dollars utilized to maintain and ensure the integrity of our stormwater system, and this is in the approved 2021 budget.
Thank you. Jack, do you have any questions, any further discussion?
No, no, sir.
I'd entertain a motion at this time.
Motion to approve action item number 2, Daystar and City of Westfield Centennial Permanent Sump Line Repairs Contract.
I will second Jim Ake that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And I guess you have a next item
Correct.
too, Wes.
We are also seeking an approval for the same company, Daystar, independent of sump line connections, for some subsurface drain and preparation for 2021 asphalt resurfacing. on the roundabout of New Haven Drive in Piedmont within the Centennial neighborhood. Funds have also been approved for 2021.
All right, thank you.
A
Jack.
little backstory on that as
Yeah.
well. When Centennial was constructed, the curb under drains, which allows the water to come from the stone bed underneath the roadway, was not part of the construction standard of the county at the time. So we've had a fair amount of issue with the integrity of the asphalt. So by putting this in prior to resurfacing, we should improve the longevity of the roadway itself by increasing the drainage.
How close are the two projects to each other within Centennial?
So if you look at the notes for the sump line repairs, you'll see that you have a Bainbridge Court sump line repairs. This roundabout in proximity
Okay.
is just slightly northeast of that location. We'll see if we can get it up on a map here. So
Gotcha.
right there.
Yep.
We're gonna do that roundabout there, but the asphalting efforts actually take care of the whole entire street through and up to and down Bainbridge Court.
Gotcha.
And
then
then, was your question?
the proximity to the first project.
Yeah, so the permanent sump repair project, where is that?
So, if you don't mind. So we have a stretch of Bainbridge Court for sump line repairs, Athens Street here. There's more resurfacing on Lewiston, which I believe is right here. There's just two right there.
Okay.
But we've done, over the years, we've actually done all of this.
Gotcha.
These are just remaining pieces of that component. So as we are moving through with the sump line repairs, we are kind of following that up with our resurfacing efforts. So
That
the
sounds-
proximity to that is kind of all over, but
All-
fairly close.
All in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all in the same neighborhood.
Sounds good. Yep.
Any other questions, Jack?
Nope.
I would make a motion on action item number 3, Daystar and City of Westfield Centennial Roundabout Under Drain Installation Contract.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving action item number 3 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, action item number 4, NDOT and City of Westfield, Little Creek Avenue.
So if
local
you
public
recall,
aid-
so if you recall, we received federal dollars through the NDOT rural call funding for Little Creek Avenue reconstruction. That is from 146th up to basically 156th-ish for the first phase. This contract in front of you is the standard NDOT LPA contract that commits us. It lays out the federal funding that we're receiving, and we are committing to following all the processes necessary to spend those dollars in the correct fashion. So it is the same boilerplate contract that you have signed on other projects where we have received federal funding. This one's no different. It's for the construction dollars we've received in the amount of $2,875,520. And it's just stating that we are following all applicable federal regulations for this project.
Okay, thank you, John. Is that not to exceed?
It's the 80% and the 80/20 amount that we received for the project.
Okay.
There can be at times, if bids come back a little higher, there may be funding available to cover some overruns, but we don't anticipate any, and it's not a guarantee. So you can treat it as a not to exceed at this time. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Jack, do you have any questions?
The only question I had was the trail, the 4-foot trail. Is that pretty? I mean, seems small.
Oh,
Is
so
that bec-
it's a bike lane.
Correct.
Yeah, so we are doing 4-foot bike lanes as part of the typical section. That is the minimum allowed.
Okay.
5 feet is kind of the desirable width. In this case, we decided to use a 4-foot lane. For one, this is a heavily traveled bicycle route that has very narrow lanes as they exist today. We are widening those to the full 12 feet in each direction. Plus the bike lane, it's going to feel certainly like a much improved roadway for cyclists and vehicles alike, but we wanted to use the 4-foot bike lane to avoid additional tree removals along there. It's a pretty scenic road. We also wanted to reduce right-of-way impacts for property owners along the corridor. So that was a decision we made. We feel comfortable with a 4-foot bike lane, especially given the extra width we are adding to the travel lanes.
Perfect.
I'd entertain a motion, action item number 4.
Motion to approve action item number 4, NDOT and City of Westfield, Little Eagle Creek Avenue LPA contract.
I would second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye of approval of item number 4.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Jonathan. Action item number 5, 191st and Chad Hiddle Roundabout Goods and Services Contract.
So this is a project that we've had under design for a while now. It's at a roundabout at Chad Hiddle Drive and 191st Street, along with some widening from that new roundabout over to Tomlinson, so that we will have 4 lanes between Tomlinson and US 31 in this area. We had a designer that completed designs. We publicly bid this project out to contractors. We received 6 bids, and Reith Riley was the low bidder at $2,337,378. This compares to the engineer's estimate of $2.45 million, so under the estimated amount for construction. A note as well, Reith Riley just finished our 171st and Cary roundabout, and it's the same contractor, and likely similar, the same crew that was out there will be out there for this project as well. They did a very nice job getting that project knocked out quickly.
They got it done early too, so.
They got it done early and
It was early and
under budget.
it's a good project. I've heard from a lot of the residents, and they're happy to have it open in such a timely manner. Good job.
Yep, so for this project, we feel good about the pricing that we did get, again, under the engineer's estimate, and we recommend awarding this project to Reith Riley.
Thank you. Any questions?
Nope, sir.
I make a motion to approve action item number 5, 191st and Chad Hiddle Roundabout Goods and Services Contract.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye of approval of the motion.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6, RQAW Corporation and City of Westfield, 151st Street and Town Road Roundabout.
So this is our 151st and Town Road roundabout that we received money for a while back, again, with the NDOT rule call funding mechanism. We are in design, pretty hot and heavy in design at this time. This is a supplemental for RQAW, who's the designer on the job, related to some additional permitting efforts that are required with regards to Waters of the USA report and some other environmental factors. There's some wetlands originally at this intersection. Wetlands, by definition, really, it's a low spot in a field, but they consider them wetlands. Those have since actually been taken care of with proper drainage by some of the developments that have gone in since we originally did the survey. And so RKW is revising some of their environmental permitting to actually save us some money on mitigation. And this represents the amount of the supplemental needed to finish out these scope items in the contract. So it's for an amount of $17,055, and we have reviewed this, and we feel it's in line with what we'd expect to pay for this scope of work. So we would ask that you approve this supplemental for RQAW.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Any questions?
I
Mr. Rhodes?
just had one question. On page 2, when you've got the tasks, 1, 2, 4, if you go up there, that right there, the total amount of that is not $230,000.
Is there a summation error there?
It's, the difference is, I think it's just we didn't include the $3,800.
Okay.
So I didn't know, so this should be 230, I think I ended up at 233,971. So I didn't know if we needed to at least amend it, or what we needed to do to make sure that it was appropriate, because that amount's not the appropriate amount.
Yeah, it appears that there's a summing error in that bottom line. I will, I guess I'll turn to our legal counsel and see what the recommendation is for correcting that.
So my recommendation would be to make a motion to show that, reflect that you're approving
Can they approve it contingent upon the modification of the document to reflect the appropriate numbers?
Okay, Jack, you want to make that motion?
Well, I just have one more question. On the first page of the document, the not to exceed amount on the first section is 261, the second section is 269 within the same document. So I didn't know for the amount payment, are we because in section 4 compensation, it says contract not to exceed $261,438. But when you go to the appendix section, the amount payment, the consultant, who would be RQAW, it says not to exceed $269,438. So didn't know if those needed to talk to each other or,
Yeah, it appears they do. I think there's a discrepancy there. So
okay.
if you make a motion contingent on these corrections, we can move forward from there.
And we will,
Well,
we'll get the modified document and make sure you have
Yeah.
a chance to review it prior to it being executed.
I didn't want to be as I was reading, I was trying to figure out dollars. They weren't together. I wanted to make sure it didn't have to come back to us, so you guys didn't,
No,
say, oh, I need another $3,800. Let's just get it done now.
Yeah, that's a good catch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, you want to make that motion?
Sure, if I can remember how to make the motion, I'll do it. I
Continue.
know, I'm just kidding. A motion to approve action item number 6, RQAW Corporation, City of Westfield, 151st Street and Town Road, Roundabout, LPA consulting contract, preliminary engineering amendment 1, contingent on modification of the document, both not to exceed amount and the total amount under the task section. Is that good enough? Okay.
I'll second that. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Jack. Next item up is action item number 7, RQAW and City of Westfield, 151st and Town Roundabout, right-of-way acquisition.
Yeah, so same project, 151st and Town Roundabout. There may be some right-of-way acquisition required with this project on the southwest corner. And RKW is providing services to do the appropriate appraisals, buying, and right-of-way acquisition management that's required to correctly acquire the right-of-way and record it. If, for whatever reason, this property develops and the right-of-way is dedicated in advance, it's not a, we will not have to pay them for that work if we don't need that parcel, but we do want to get that contract in place so that if we need to do that acquisition, we have money available. So it wasn't in the original scope of their contract. The total amount is $12,715. It includes 3 appraisals and possibly 2 parcels of buying. Again, if we don't use those all, we don't have to pay it out. So it's in line with what we'd expect to see for right-of-way acquisition services, and I'd ask for you guys to approve this supplemental.
Well, thank you. You answered my questions in the summary, so I appreciate that. Jack, do you have any questions?
I do not.
I would make a motion to approve action item number 7, RQAW and City of Westfield, 151st Street and Town Road Roundabout, right-of-way acquisition.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the motion before us signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 8, WSP and City of Westfield right-of-way task order, Mule Barn Road.
So this is also for right-of-way acquisition services. As you know, WSP does many right-of-way acquisition services for us in Westfield. This would be task order number 27 within their master agreement. The Mule Barn project itself is a widening project from State Road 32 up to a parcel just north of the Shelby Materials facility. We were committed to widening this roadway as part of the Shelby development. The existing roadway is relatively narrow, 9 to 10 foot lanes with concrete trucks and as well as fuel trucks going up and down that roadway. It really needs to be wider. So we have a project under design to widen that roadway to 12-foot lanes in each direction with aggregate shoulders and some roadside drainage on the east side. As part of that project, because we are widening to the east, we need to acquire right-of-way from that parcel on the east side of Mule Barn Road. And this contract would provide the services to, again, appraise and buy the necessary right-of-way parcels for that project. It's with Patrick McAllister and his team at WSP, who does a lot of acquisition for us. Again, the rates are in line with what we'd expect to pay. And the total amount is $11,405.
Okay. In furtherance of this project, does that require the whole road to be rebuilt? I know you're extending the lanes, but
So we are going to do some pavement cores and some analysis for how good the existing pavement is and how deep it is out there. Our plan right now is to resurface the existing pavement and then widen full depth for the initial width that we need.
Okay.
If we feel like the pavement is not in a condition that allows for another 20 years of life, or in that range, we may modify the scope of the project accordingly, but that's to be determined.
Yep, okay, thank you for that update. Jack?
I'm good. I motion to approve action item number 8, WSP and City of Westfield, ROW Task Order, Mule Barn Road.
And I will second your motion. So, all those in favor of approving action item number 7, RQAW and City of Westfield, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Action number 8, WSP and City of Westfield, right-of-way task order, Mule Barn Road, related to this project.
That was the last one, so we're
Number
on
nine.
action
I'm sorry.
number
I'm
9 now.
sorry.
Yep.
We're going to action item number 9, signing authority Westfield Park Road culvert replacement.
So we solicited bids on July 20th for this project. To give you some background, Westfield Park Road is there on your screen. It crosses Grassy Branch next to the Monon Trail. This culvert is in poor condition, and we've had a project in coordination with the Hamilton County Surveyor and Hamilton County Highway to replace this structure, this culvert structure. So we did solicit bids on the 20th. Dustin, how many bidders did we have on that? Do you remember? Okay, 3 bidders. The low bid was for $1,228,732. And we do not have the goods and services contract in place for that yet, but we are asking for signing authority to execute that document rather than waiting till next month's Board of Public Works so that we can get started on that project as soon as possible.
Is that pertaining to a legal drain by the county, or no?
The Grassy Branch is part of their regulated drain system, and so we have coordinated with the county surveyor as a result of that. But the Hamilton County Highway, because they are going to actually own this structure, it's over the 20-foot span length, so it's technically a county bridge. We have coordinated with them on design, and they are actually contributing some money towards the construction of this project as well.
Yeah, do you know how much they're contributing?
I believe it's $130,000. I have a draft of that interlocal agreement that will be coming through momentarily.
Any chance we can get more?
I can certainly ask, but that is up to them on some level. So I'll do my best to get some additional.
I'm not sure.
You can have Jim call.
And
So, yeah,
and I will point out that the request here, the 1.2 million, is not just for the culvert. It's also inclusive of some resurfacing of Westfield Park Road. The actual culvert itself is probably more like what is it, $500,000? Yeah, about $500,000 for the actual culvert project. The
okay,
additional $700,000 here is for a substantial resurfacing and reconstruction of Westfield Park Road.
okay, that makes more sense.
As part of our
to me.
resurfacing program, yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
very good. I appreciate your answering those questions.
Yeah, I apologize for not
And
clarifying
Jim-
that.
Jim, the other thing to note there is that the county doesn't currently own these culvert pipes, but the new structure that's going in will be beyond the 20, it's a box that will be on the 20-foot span. They did recognize that at one point in time they were theirs, so they were willing to contribute to the project without having any responsibility to contribute
Okay.
to the project. So, in addition to that, we're doing the Kendall Court repair, reconstruction, resurface as well as for the whole project. So
Right.
much smaller portion is the culvert itself.
All right, well, that clarifies my thinking anyway. I make a motion to approve action item number 9, signing authority West Park Road culvert placement.
I'll second.
I have a motion and seconded. All those in favor of passing action item number 9 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Action item number 10, another signing authority for Public Works parking lot resurfacing project.
You want me to take a stab at this one? So this will be a resurfacing project there at our city services building on the public works side. We have not gotten full quotes to date, but we anticipate a not to exceed of $100,000 for this project and are asking for signing authority once those bids come in or those quotes come in to accept the low responsible quote and get this project done as soon as possible.
Yeah, so to take that back a little further, this parking lot has been in existence for many, many years and has basically had no maintenance done on it. It is to the point where it needs to be reconstructed, so it'll be a full reconstruction of this side parking lot that is in disrepair. Only reason we're doing the signing authority is because as construction seasons wrap up, we don't want to bid, then wait another month and then push this into a situation where we may not get it done this year. If bids come back in over the $100,000 mark, we'll absolutely bring it back to you all for reconsideration.
Thank you. Any questions, Jack?
No, I'm good.
All right, I make a motion to approve action item number 10, signing authority Public Works parking lot resurfacing project.
Second.
All those in favor of approving this signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Action item number 10 stands approved. Action item number 11 has been eliminated from the agenda for today, so we'll move on to action item number 12, West Fork Whiskey Road Impact Fee Installation Agreement.
So the West Fork Whiskey Development at the northeast corner of 191st and Horton Road, they were assessed a road impact fee based on their trip generation that we anticipate. That RIF assessment was in the amount of $288,012. They have requested, and we are required to provide an installation program, installation and payment program per state statute. And we have offered that to them. They're electing to utilize that installment agreement. So the agreement itself has not been signed on their side yet. We anticipate that signature very soon. But just the details of the installment agreement, they are able to spread out their road impact fee payments over 5 years. We are also allowed to charge 3% interest on outstanding balance. So the $288,012, they pay 5% to get their upfront to get their building permit, and then it'll be $59,744 per year for the next 5 years for their payment of road impact fees. All the same language that we have in these that you've seen in the past.
Do you have any questions, Jack?
No.
I'll look for a motion.
Motion to approve action item number 12, road impact fee installment agreement for West Fork Whiskey.
I will second that motion. All those in favor of approving action item number 12 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Action item number 13, Maglan Grand Junction, I guess I'm pronouncing that right, Maglan?
Yes, Maglan is correct.
Grand Junction Plaza site furniture quotation.
Yeah, so for good reason, we elected not to finance these site furnishings for Grand Junction because they likely don't have a lifespan that lasts as long as the bond would. So we are proposing that we purchase all, and when I say site furnishings, I'm sorry, I should go back. We're talking tables, chairs, umbrellas, things for the plaza itself, and even more so the bench fixtures and things that will go around the meadow. So all of those are included in this quote. The quoted amount is $137,491.18, and it includes a fair amount of tables and chairs. How's that sound?
I'm just bummed I don't have a picture of it.
I can absolutely provide you pictures. Specifically, there's a double-sided bench that goes into the plaza area that is very unique and really a really nice feature, and it does consume the majority of this cost.
Will there be more, these are mostly outdoor furnishings?
Yes, this is all outdoor furnishings,
Okay.
so think about a patio table that'll sit outside the cafe where you can drink your coffee.
All right. And then how competitive did you get some bids on this, or how did this come about?
We did not get specific bids because they have all proprietary designs, so only they make the designs that they're looking for. We did absolutely explore several different companies that do the same type of work. They are the most reasonably priced for the quality and had the design that we were looking for.
Okay. And the company is stable and, I guess,
Maglin itself, yes,
Yeah.
it's a Canadian company. It's been
well
around for a very long
established.
time. Yeah, yes, very reputable. They do work for all kinds of parks and as well as any kind of business that's doing outside furniture and things. And I can send you guys some additional information on it if you'd like.
All right. Thank you. Jack?
No, I think it looks good. I kind of, when I got the packet, kind of took a look at them on their website and things like that. It looked great. But I have no problem, just as long as, you know, as we purchase these things and look at it, it'd be great to give it some Westfield, personality to it, whether that's finding ways to incorporate, especially being an investment from the city. Be great to be able to provide the logo or anything like that as you guys continue to move forward. But I was able to take a look at some of the pieces and it looks great, so.
Yeah, I agree. I'd make a motion to approve action item number 13, Maglin Grand Junction Plaza site furniture quotation.
I second.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Permit approval, action item number 14, encroachment permit application, Duke Energy.
Sure. So to Adam Essex, Utility Coordinator, Public Works, to familiarize Jack with this process, with the adoption of our underground resolution back in 2017, we've been requiring all new facilities, aerial facilities for utilities, essentially Duke Energy poles.
Yeah.
Whether they replace or add them, we require them to go before the board if they're going to do an aerial proposal, because our resolution requires everything to go underground. So we haven't been hard and fast, but we've provided flexibility, but we do ask them to provide significant evidence that they're providing offerings of underground options to developers. This particular permit's for the Atwater development up at 193rd Street and Casey Road. Duke is proposing to add 4 new poles to the right-of-way on the north side of the roadway there. They will be subtracting one of the poles, so a net gain of 3, but there would be 4 new Duke poles there at the back of the right-of-way. But that is a 75-foot half right-of-way as compared to 16.5-foot
Yeah.
currently, so 58.5 feet gain in getting them off the roadway, I guess.
Yeah. On the neighborhood development, or the development that's going in with the trail system,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that there'll be a trail on that road.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that, and I'm sure you guys already do this many, many, many times, but there's too many times I drive past that one in Carmel where there's just a pole sitting in the middle of the,
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah,
I'm sure you
typically-
guys deal with that lots of times,
Yeah.
but I just know that then all of a sudden it's a pain when you
If we
try to get it
recognize
afterwards.
conflict with pedestrian paths and trails there, we try to get them we try to get them behind. We have about a foot of room,
Yeah,
sometimes behind, but sometimes we'll go in front of them,
yeah.
and still gains substantial distance off the edge of the paved road, so.
Yeah, and Jack, just to give you a little more detail on I guess the purpose of the resolution when it came through a number of years ago, our entire intention was to move Duke away from the roadway to create not only a buffer,
Yeah.
but also most vehicular safety for the traveling public. Duke is not honestly required to move to the back of the right-of-way, but we've worked together for a long time with a lot of work from the mayor talking to CEOs and things to get a partnership where they're at least acknowledging that we have the resolution. Going underground is very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So oftentimes that does not happen, but they're at least moving it away. That way, when we have road projects that come through, we're not having to do utility relocations, but more importantly, that folks are not hitting poles as they're driving down the road.
Yeah.
We did recently accomplish, we got them to design a half-mile of underground up near the West Fork Whiskey Project.
Yeah.
Well, that
That's
was
good.
initially proposed to be aerial, so
Yeah,
We-
sounds good.
gained a little bit of traction with,
I've had to work with that Mark Diller guy, so.
yeah, so. And we do require, I do ask that they provide numbers for me on their proposals to these developers. So just so you're aware, cost of this developer on this particular proposal was $20,000 for this relocation, and the underground option was right at $100,000, so substantial cost difference.
That's good. Thank
You've
you.
done a great job throughout the city and making it safer for vehicular as well as bicycle traffic, so
Thanks.
appreciate it. Jack, I'd entertain you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve action item number 14, encroachment permit application Duke Energy, 1170 West 193rd Street.
I will second that, and I'd call the question.
Aye. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
All those in favor of approving action item number 14 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, thank you. Action item number 15 requires approval of some mayoral appointments to an impact fee review board. Did you want to say anything about this?
Yeah, I'll
I guess
explain
we've
it.
always, we sort of had this in the background, but it hasn't been an active committee, is that my understanding?
So yes, we have not, let me back up even a little bit further. We collect impact fees based on our road impact and park impact fee ordinances. State statute requires that we create an impact fee review board to handle appeals and other operational things like that. We have not had appeals in the past, so there was really, the legwork of establishing the board just had not happened. We do foresee at least an appeal, a road impact fee appeal coming up, so we thought it time to establish our official review board. All three are appointed by the mayor, and the board is to be made up of a professional engineer, a real estate broker, and a CPA. And working with the mayor, he suggested these three folks. Michael Pierce is a former project engineer for the city that recently, and they have to be Westfield residents, that recently moved to the private sector. We asked Michael if he would join, and he gladly did. The others are Jeff Bowler, local real estate broker, and Rebecca Ogle. And do they need to take action on this?
I think it'd be appropriate just to accept them there.
Okay, so yeah, just accepting of these three candidates as that impact fee review board is what we're looking for today.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I certainly would move to approve the mayoral appointments to the impact fee review board.
I'm second. I'll second.
Okay, all right. Yeah, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. So we accept those appointments, and I think they're good choices. The consent agenda is July bond information. Do you have any questions about that?
No, no, sir.
I would move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, the July bond information signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And then we have some departmental reports. Do we have anything for fire? All right, thank you, Chief Reed. Do we have anything from police?
Just a couple things, real quick.
Okay.
First thing is our Jake Laird Community Day. Just wanted to make everyone aware of that. August 3rd, it's next Tuesday, 5 to 8, Quaker Park. Looking forward to that. We have our first day of the full team at Colts Camp today. Huge success. Credit to Public Works for their the pad behind the stands. It looked amazing, and it helps us out as police. Any given time, just for your information, we have, when the players are on the field, between anywhere from 7 to 10 officers out there at any time, along with about 5 or 6 volunteers, and that went really well today. So other than the heat, everything seems to be going well. We still at 66 officers for this board. We need to be at 69 by the end of the year. Our recruiting team is currently out doing backgrounds on people and our applicants, and we're hoping to find 3 before the end of the year. We asked in our 22 budget for 3 more. Other than that, everything's going well.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Chief.
Thank you. Any questions?
No?
All right, Public Works, do we have anything?
Yeah, just a couple quick updates. We talked a little earlier, but 171st and Cary Road Roundabout opened up. Big success of a project there. It's going to help make that intersection much safer. East Street, so the first phase of East Street extension, so State Road 38 down to Bastion Court is open. Looks really great. It's gone very well. We'll be finishing up this southern phase of that here later on, which will open up in the fall. Our striping, our road striping package is annual painting of the lines is going on currently, and it's going very well. Soon we will be kicking off our resurfacing, annual resurfacing project. So that contract came in front of the board, and that'll ramp up here very soon. The 169th and Spring Mill project will kick off, the roundabout there will kick off very soon as well. And then Grand Junction Plaza is going really great. If you drive by there, you can see a lot of plantings going in the ground. Things are really, really starting to come together and look good, and we're still on track to open that this year. Other than that, I would like to acknowledge Dustin Shue. Mr. Shue has decided to take a position in the private world. A great amount of his work comes before you all, so much of the stuff you all approve he works on in the background prior to. So Dustin's been a great asset for the city, and we wish him well, and just wanted to let you all know that he's leaving us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Dustin, you're a great employee, and we really appreciate all the time you put in and all the benefits you worked on for the city of Westfield, making it one of the great places it is. We will miss you, and I want to thank you for your service. Question, 161st Street, they're working on utilities down there. How far down? Oh, it's Union, South Union.
161st and Union Roundabout?
Yeah. So there's been 1 lane of traffic there, and I just wondered if how far down they're gonna go. Are they almost done with what they're doing?
Yeah, and Adam, you may know the schedule a little better than me, but they're getting close to being done. It's just a localized lowering of a water main and relocation of a fire hydrant to get it out of the limits of the roundabout that we will be constructing at that intersection.
Still get a fair amount of activity coming
Yeah,
between now and when we start.
there are a lot of utilities in that intersection, a lot of fiber on the east side. There's obviously overhead electric, so there will be a pole relocation for Duke in advance. Citizens was one of the first ones coming through to relocate their water main, but you'll see a lot of activity in the coming months of just utility relocations getting out of the way of the project.
Okay.
SEP also has their sanitary.
Correct, yeah. And with the
that's
SEP
going
development, they'll be running their
Oh,
sanitary sewer across the street as well. So a lot of activity just to ensure that all the utilities are out of conflict with the future construction project.
Yeah. In the 169 Spring Mill, you intend to maintain traffic north-south?
No, it is a full
It's gonna be
closure. It'll be a
closure.
60-day closure
60
to quickly knock out that roundabout. And I would anticipate construction to start on that probably sometime around September 1st. So hopefully open, add 60 days to that, and that's kind of the timeline that you'll see for the project.
All right. Thank thank you for those updates. Jack, do you have anything for Public Works?
No, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm excited to serve on this board. It's wonderful to be back in Westfield, and this is the place where I want to raise our family and grow and be a part of it. And having a grandfather that served as the Noblesville Police Chief for 12 years and a dad who still rides on a truck after 30 years, I just want to say thank you to you guys as well. I'm excited to work with you. So thank you guys.
And I, for one, am glad to have you, Jack.
Thanks.
So, at this time, I entertain a motion to adjourn since there's no further business before us.
So moved.
I'll second. We stand adjourned. Thank you.